Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Jai Guru 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 Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Barup
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude, and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji now in worship.
श्री गणेशाय नमः, श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः, श्रीपादवल्लभ नरसिंह सरस्वती, श्री गुरुदत्तात्रेयाय नमः, श्री गणपति सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीभूयुत श्रीहरिचिह्निताभ्याम् अगस्त्यरेखादिभिरञ्चिताभ्याम् निगूढबीजाक्षरमुद्रिताभ्याम् नमो नमः सद्गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। गणपति गुरुमेकं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं, विबुधनिवहसेव्यं योगमार्गाधिरूढं, शरणमुपगतानामार्तिसङ्घाद्रिवज्रं मम हृदयनिवासं भक्तिनम्रो नमामि, भक्तिनम्रो नमामि।
Once again, everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lots Couver, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Koke Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Today on Datta Arpanam, we will take a look at a short excerpt from Pujya Sri Swamiji's biography, Reflections of the Absolute, and see what lessons we can learn from that story. As Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji has said, we do not benefit from simply mechanically reading Pujya Appaji's life history. We must carefully think about each incident described.
And if you know anything about Pujya Appaji, you will understand why this is important. Nothing done or said by Appaji is done or said without purpose. If he has shared something with us, it is because he thinks it will benefit us in some way. But we must also put in some effort and try to find these hidden lessons which he is constantly sending our way.
Guru communicates heart to heart. Sure, he will speak and he will write books, etc., but he communicates with you directly all the time. So always be vigilant. When you hear your conscience whispering something to you, know that that is Guru. When, as we say in Trinidad, your mind is telling you to do something good, know that that is Guru talking to you. He is subtly always guiding us, always answering our questions, always reminding us that He is omnipresent. He is present everywhere. If He is everywhere, then of course He sees everything and knows everything. This is why in Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Sadguru Ashtottara Shatanamavali, Pujya Appaji is worshipped with the mantra Om Shri Vibhave Namaha. Just because he is not standing in front of us speaking out loudly to us, does it mean that Appaji is not communicating with us?
Pujya Appaji's own guru, Mata Jayalakshmi, used to oftentimes silently relay her teachings to Pujya Appaji. This is a special bond that exists between guru and disciple, and it is one we should not neglect. It is a bond that we should not take for granted. It is a bond which we should constantly work on strengthening by showing Pujya Appaji how much we appreciate these heart-to-heart communications.
So everyone, as today's excerpt from Pujya Appaji's biography is shared, see what messages come your way. As always, we will try to share some lessons as well, but Guru's ways are mysterious. 100 people can hear the same story from him, and each one will take away a different lesson. So learn to churn. Churn the information coming at you. And just like the churning of the ocean resulted in the emergence of great treasures, so too, when you churn in your mind the words and stories of Sadgurudeva Pujya Sri Swamiji, great treasures, spiritual treasures are bound to come your way.
And speaking of great spiritual treasures, there's no doubt that the bhajan compositions of Parama Pujya Sri Swamiji are just that, spiritual treasures. So everyone, make full use of such a treasure now as you join Pujya Appaji in singing today's Lord Ganapati Bhajan. Please open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com. Enter Bhajan ID number 59 and join in singing this musical divine treasure.
Pahi pahi Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Pahi pahi Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Pahi pahi Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Ekadanta Gajanana Ekadanta Gajanana Anekadantam Vidyanana Anekadantam Vidyanana Pahi pahi Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Gajanana. Sukshmanetra Gajanana. Anantagana Vicharana. Pahi 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 Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Pahi 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 Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Chinmaya Mudra Bodhana Chatura. Chinmaya Mudra Bodhana Chatura. Yoga Mudra Samadhi Pana. Chinmaya Mudra Bodhana Chatura. Yoga Mudra Samadhi Pana. Pahi 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 Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Sachidananda Gajanana. Sachidananda Gajanana. Nityananda Niranjana. Pahi 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 Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Pahi 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 Gajanana. 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 Gajanana.
Lord Ganapati, who was worshipped in that bhajan, has a large belly. That large belly should remind us that whatever Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji feeds us, whatever knowledge he feeds us, whatever upadesham he gives, we must happily accept, consume and digest it.
You were just listening to Puja Sri Swamiji here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's offering, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Puja Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Koke Supermart Limited. As was promised earlier, today on Datta Arpanam, a short excerpt from Puja Sri Swamiji's biography will be shared. It is a story which shows us that, as Puja Appaji has recently said on the free app SGS Posts, we should never say no to Guru.
That's right. Sadgurudeva Pujya Sri Swamiji, as you heard earlier, knows everything. He has Trikala Jnana, meaning he has knowledge of the past, present and future. So if he asks you to do something now, know that he knows what past karma can be settled through the present task, and he also knows what benefits will come your way in the future if you perform that task now. Let's look at today's story, which will help us to better understand this.
Puja Appaji's Mysuru ashrama stands on land that used to once be agricultural land. Because the purpose for which the land was being used had been changed, the ashrama had to pay the municipality a fee of 5,000 rupees in taxes. As it was already difficult to meet the day-to-day expenses of the ashrama, so how could Sri Swamiji pay 5,000 rupees?
Krishnamurti, a devotee who used to help Pujya Appaji with the paperwork in those days, was getting worried, and so he went to Sri Swamiji and discussed this tax issue. But instead of Pujya Sri Swamiji giving him a solution, he simply said, "You'd better work out a solution for this problem yourself."
And listeners, before moving on with the story, this single sentence uttered by Puja Appaji has so much depth in it. First of all, back then, the free app SGS Posts wasn't around. But now, that app, by teaching us little lessons every day, lessons taught by Puja Appaji, that app is training us to be able to face any challenge that comes our way. Not only does it coach our way of thinking into a healthier, calmer way, but it also gives us coaching on dealing with practical issues which may arise.
You know, often people rush to try to get in touch with Pujya Appaji when something is wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's Guru. He's the Supreme Father. Of course, we should always feel comfortable to turn to him. But every day he is sending us answers through posts which we may not think apply to us. But the truth is, we feel this way only because the post may not apply to us right now. But remember, Appaji knows past, present, and future. So only he knows if those SGS posts might apply to us one day to come. So how can we ignore the SGS Post app, or worse yet, not even download it, but as soon as some disruption to our physical or mental peace arises, we want Appaji to sort us out immediately? Listeners, in Shloka 5 of chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna himself said, "Uddharedat manatmanam," uplift yourself by yourself.
Of course, Guru and Shastras are there to hold our hand and to guide us, but each of us has to put in personal effort. In Bhagavad Gita Dhyana Shlokas, Sri Madhusudana Saraswati said of Bhagavad Gita, "Sarvopanishado gavaha dogdha gopalanandanaha partho vatsasudhir bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahata." The shloka says that if all the Upanishads collectively form one cow, then Sri Krishna is the cowherd who milks that cow. Arjuna is the calf. In other words, he is the one drinking that milk, that nectar. Anyone with a good and refined intellect is eligible to drink that special milk known as Gita. Listeners, just like Sri Krishna summarized all the Upanishads into Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so too Puja Appaji has summarized all the sacred texts into simple memes in the form of SGS posts. Just like Bhagavad Gita is a divine nectar, so too is SGS posts. Puja Appaji is the cowherd who has milked our scriptures to provide us with the Amrit-like milk known as SGS posts. Use this app daily, and as you heard a little while ago, Uddharedat manatmanam, uplift yourself by yourself.
But earlier you heard that there was so much depth contained in Puja Appaji's words when he told Krishnamurti to find a solution himself. So what else should we learn from this? Well, stay tuned to Datta Arpanam to find out. But first, another bhajan, this time a Devi bhajan. Please open the Bhajan Mala app or website, the Bhajan ID number 330, and join Pujya Appaji once more in offering worship through song.
ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. 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 ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಡಂಬಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಣಿಯಳು ಅವಳು, ಜಂಬದ ಜನರನ್ನು ಝಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿಗಳು. ಡಂಬಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಣಿಯಳು ಅವಳು, ಜಂಬದ ಜನರನ್ನು ಝಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿಗಳು. ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಎಂಬಾಗುವಳು, ಶುಂಭನ ವಧಿಸಿದ ಶಾಂಭವಿ ಅವಳು. ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಂಬಾಗುವಳು, ಶುಂಭನ ವಧಿಸಿದ ಶಾಂಭವಿ ಅವಳು. ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಶಮದಮ ಸಂಪದ ಕೊಡುವಳು ಅವಳು, ಸಮಯಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಗಮಳು ಅವಳು. ಶಮದಮ ಸಂಪದ ಕೊಡುವಳು ಅವಳು, ಸಮಯಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಗಮಳು ಅವಳು. ಕಾಮದ ಮದವನು ಸುಡುವಳು ಅವಳು, ಸಾಮದನಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಲಿವಳು ಅವಳು. ಕಾಮದ ಮದವನು ಸುಡುವಳು ಅವಳು, ಸಾಮದನಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಲಿವಳು ಅವಳು. ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. ಅಚಿರದಿ ದುಃಖವ ನೀಗಿಸುತ್ತಿಗಳು, ಸುಚಿರದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಕೊಡುವಳು ಅವಳು. ಅಚಿರದಿ ದುಃಖವ ನೀಗಿಸುತ್ತಿಗಳು, ಸುಚಿರದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಕೊಡುವಳು ಅವಳು. ಶುಚಿ ಸಮಪಾವನ ಕಾರಿಣಿ ಅವಳು, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದವೇ ತಾನಾಗಿಗಳು. ಶುಚಿ ಸಮಪಾವನ ಕಾರಿಣಿ ಅವಳು, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದವೇ ತಾನಾಗಿಗಳು. ಮಾತೆಯ ಮಡಿಲು ಅಮೃತದ ಕಡಲು, ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು. 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 ಒಲಿದರೆ ಅವಳು ಇಲ್ಲವು ದಿಗಿಲು.
Just like when a baby breastfeeds, the bond between the baby and the mother strengthens, so too, when we feed on the music, the words and the stories of Sadgurudeva Paramo Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, our bond with him strengthens. You were just listening to Pujya Shri Swamiji here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's offering, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Shri Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
So far today, you heard that devotee Krishnamurti approached Sri Swamiji concerned about a 5,000 rupee tax which needed to be paid by the ashrama. The fee was a result of land now being used for an ashrama instead of agriculture. Instead of Puja Appaji giving Krishnamurti a solution as to how to go about paying that hefty fee, he told Murti that he, Murti, had better find a solution. But listeners, what does this mean? When we solve a problem, who is really solving the problem? It brings us to a question which Puja Appaji often asked himself as a child: who am I?
The answer to this question does not come by looking in the mirror or by asking around in the outside world. No, the answer comes from going within and finding out who is the real powerhouse behind everything that we do. If we need to do some research for work or school, we open up the computer and type the subject into the search box of a search engine. We get tons of information. But are we the ones who gave the answer to the question? Is the computer the one who gave the answer? Is the internet to which the computer is connected the one that gave the answer? What about the computer's battery? If there was no battery power to the computer, no answer would have come our way. So, did the battery give us the answer? The answer to all of these questions is no. All of these were mere instruments in the answer becoming known. The ultimate source of everything is God. It is Guru.
So we should never feel that we are the doers. If you leave home early one day and you get to work in record time, okay, fine, learn from that lesson. But do not praise yourself that your discipline in waking up early saved you from being stuck in traffic. Who knows? You could have left at the same time, but some unforeseen incident, an accident, a roadblock, a flood, any number of things could have still resulted in you getting to work late. You got to work early because of Guru's grace and compassion.
And this thinking can be applied to anything we do in life. We should never feel, I accomplished this on my own merit. You accomplished it because God is a benevolent, kind and caring God, and He is acting through you, helping you.
And so, when Puja Appaji told Krishnamurti to find his own solution to the problem, he was not throwing him under the bus, so to speak. These statements made by Appaji are tests of our faith. They are tools he uses to help us to discover who we really are. He is not abandoning us when he says things like this. He never abandons us. He has said so himself. We just have to believe him when he says so.
The rest of the story is yet to come. But if Krishnamurti decides, oh no, Swamiji expects me to fix this, we can almost be certain that trouble will ensue. But if he takes Puja Appaji's words with faith that if Sadguru has said to do it, then Sadguru Deva must be the one who will make me find the solution, then for sure Murti will be successful. Which will it be? Well, let us find out.
Krishnamurti tried to come up with a solution to the bind the ashrama was now in, but any suggestions or plans he put forward were rejected outright by Swamiji. Eventually, Appaji told Murti to simply tell him what contribution he could afford towards the 5,000 rupee bill.
Murti was a middle-class worker and could barely meet his own daily needs. Still, showing us how we too should think, knowing that this was work for Swamiji, he said, I will give 108 rupees, but I have no cash now, so for now, this is only a pledge.
Murti was entrusted with sorting out the 5,000 rupee bill, but here he could only pledge 108 rupees. He didn't even have 108 rupees that he could give at that time. So how will the 5,000 rupee bill be paid? Well, let's find out after today's Lord Shiva Bhajan. Please open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com. Enter Bhajan ID number 1271 and join in worship.
शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलं शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलम् मानस ధృత బహుభవనం మానస ధృత బహుభవనం నానా జీవాకారో లసనం నానా జీవాకారో లసనం
మానసా ధృత బహుభవనం మానసా ధృత బహుభవనం నానా జీవాకారోల్లసనం
మానస ధృత బహుభవనం మానస ధృత బహుభవనం నానా జీవాకారోల్లసనం శంకరం 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 వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ శంకరం 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 వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం శంకరం 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 వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం
Just as Lord Shiva saved creation by swallowing the poison known as Hala Hala, may he remove the poison known as doubt from the mind of each and every person. In its place, may faith in God, faith in Sadguru reign supreme. You were just listening to Sadguru Deva Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to this hour of devotion, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
A little while ago, you heard that years ago, Puja Appaji's ashrama had to pay a hefty 5,000 rupee fee. Krishnamurti, who used to help Puja Appaji with the ashrama's paperwork in those days, was stumped as to how to come up with the required fee. Eventually, when he could not find a solution, Puja Appaji asked him how much he might be able to contribute towards paying the fee. Murti, a middle-class worker, pledged 108 rupees towards the bill.
Just as Puja Appaji had very matter-of-factly asked Murti how much he could contribute towards paying the municipality bill, he talked to a number of other devotees as well, and on that same day itself managed to get pledges amounting to 5,000 rupees.
And listeners, this reminds us that even before a so-called problem arises, Puja Appaji already knows the solution. Pretending to not know is only part of his Maya. We must always remember this. There's nothing that he does not know. But getting back to the story, on the Monday after Murti and the other devotees had pledged the money to pay the ashrama's bill, Murti went to work as usual. While there, he got a call from the head of the financial division of his office. That senior worker advised Murti that he, Murti, was due more pay than that which he had claimed for the previous month. "You are entitled to 300 rupees, the senior staff member told him.
A happy Murti went to the ashrama that evening and told other devotees the good news which he had gotten at work that day. It turns out that many devotees had had some sort of a similar experience on that day. From a variety of sources, they had each received more money than they had pledged to Puja Appaji. They realized then that Appaji had already known how much money was coming their way when he asked for their pledges. Knowing that extra money was coming their way, he allowed them to make pledges.
Listeners, what we must always remember is that Puja Sri Swamiji is Paramatma. He does not need our money to accomplish anything. He only has to will something and it can come to pass. But by getting us to donate for sevas, to register for pujas, to sponsor Annadanam, and engage in other charities, that dear, beloved, and most compassionate Sadguru is giving us an opportunity to do something good with this life. He is giving us an opportunity to use our God-given wealth to give back to God and His children. So never feel Appaji only likes the wealthy. He only likes those who give a lot of money. That has nothing to do with it. He sees all children equally. Just like the sun loves each blade of grass and a lotus flower equally, Sadguru Deva loves all of his children equally. But the more good we do with our lives, the closer we grow to him.
And doing good is not dependent on your bank balance. If you sweep an ashrama daily, that does not cost you anything. If you offer a flower with love and devotion daily, again, if you have flowering plants in your garden, you do not have to spend any money. It is not the size of the seva that matters, but the mindset with which it is performed.
So everyone, use your God-given gifts to do good for this world and to help in Guru's mission. Appaji has said on many occasions that we must give within our means. Do not compare. Do not look at how much someone else has given. Give what you can afford. And while you should not give feeling, if I give, I will get, give with the faith that He will not let you engage in that seva unless you were meant to. Give with the faith that God takes care of you. Give with the faith that though His ways are mysterious, Sadguru's ways are divine and are always aimed at helping you. As Puja Appaji has said on SJS posts, nothing is impossible for a true devotee.
And one of the hallmarks of a true devotee is one who follows the instructions of Sadgurudeva. So, given how much Pujya Sri Swamiji has stressed the need to engage in Nama Sankirtanam on a regular basis, let us, with hearts brimming with gratitude and love for him, join him once again in bhajan.
గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం. గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం. గురుదత్త పాదము దత్త గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము దత్త గురుపాదము దత్త దత్త పాదము నిత్య సత్య పాదము దత్త దత్త పాదము నిత్య సత్య పాదము.
గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
బ్రహ్మలోకమందు తత్వబోధమిచ్చు పాదము ఇంద్రలోకమందు భోగ భాగ్యమిచ్చు పాదము మనుజలోకమందు వాంఛితార్థమిచ్చు పాదము భక్తలోకమందు కృప సుధలనిచ్చు పాదము భక్తలోకమందు కృప సుధలనిచ్చు పాదము. గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం. బ్రతుకులోన తారసిల్లి భక్తి పెంచు పాదము బ్రతుకులోన తారసిల్లి భక్తి పెంచు పాదము ఇంటింటికి తిరిగి హితము పంచు పాదము ఇంటింటికి తిరిగి హితము పంచు పాదము. హృదయమందు కొలువు తీరి వెలుగుతున్న పాదము హృదయమందు కొలువు తీరి వెలుగుతున్న పాదము. సహస్రార చక్రమందు వెన్నలైన పాదము సహస్రార చక్రమందు వెన్నలైన పాదము.
గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
శిరసు మీద నిర్మాల్యపు పుష్పమైన పాదము, శిరసు మీద నిర్మాల్యపు పుష్పమైన పాదము, గుండె మీద రుద్రాక్షల మేరుపూస పాదము, గుండె మీద రుద్రాక్షుల మేరుపూస పాదము, మనసులోన మరుపెరుగ ధ్యానధార పాదము, మనసులోన మరుపెరుగ ధ్యానధార పాదము, జీవితాన అందివచ్చు పుణ్యఫలం పాదము, జీవితాన అందివచ్చు పుణ్యఫలం పాదము,
గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
రేణుకాంబ బ్రహ్మ కొరకు చూపియున్న పాదము, రేణుకాంబ బ్రహ్మ కొరకు చూపియున్న పాదము, తన కుమారు నొప్ప చెప్పి ఎత్తిపడిన పాదము, సూర్యరోగహతికి సిద్ధ మూలికనిన పాదము, సూర్యరోగహతికి సిద్ధ మూలికనిన పాదము, తనక భిన్న శక్తియను చాటియునున్న పాదము, తనక భిన్న శక్తియను చాటియునున్న పాదము,
గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
తపో దృష్టి చెరువు నెల్ల తూరపార పట్టిరి, తపో దృష్టి చెరువు నెల్ల తూరు పారబట్టిరి, సంజువేళ ముల్లోకపు మూల తెల్ల చుట్టిరి, మునులు సురులు గూడ జాడ పట్టలేకపోయిరి, ఇదిగో నా ఎదలో తాగెదత్త పాదము, ఇదిగో నా ఎదలో తాగెదత్త పాదము, తాగెదత్త పాదము, తాగెదత్త పాదము,
గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
సర్వ పూజ సారము దత్త సద్గురు పాదము, సర్వ పూజ సారము వాంఛ సంగ త్యాగము, వాంఛ సంగ త్యాగము, వృత్తి సంతుల భాగము, సచ్చిదానంద ఖండము, సచ్చిదానంద ఖండము, సప్త సద్గురు పాదము, గురుపాదము గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
గురుపాదము
గురుపాదము గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం. గురుదత్త పాదము మాకు శరణం.
And with that, everyone, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji. without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance, and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, an extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing this devotional hour with us.
If you would like to listen to today's program again, check out the Datta Arpanam Facebook page, where by tomorrow night, the YouTube link for today's episode will be shared.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Generosity is a noble quality in a person. There is no need to be wealthy to be generous. Everyone can be generous. Share within your means. Life will end with this birth, but our good karma will follow us to next births. Be generous in this life and build a good karma account. Do not expect others to be generous to you if you are not generous to others. Your generosity will save you in times of need. By giving more, you receive more. Your generosity benefits you. All great souls in history were generous. Practice generosity every time you get a chance. Help willingly without expecting anything in return. But do it with love and respect and within your means. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत्